Hello everyone, welcome back. So, a quick unboxing before the rest of this video, which is going to be about Makegood Plaster and the big ceiling that we plasterboarded there recently. I think there's 12 boards on it, and around that anyway, so it's big enough, but it's obviously going to be pretty big for me testing out Makegood Plaster again, which, you know, tried it before on ceilings, came in okay, but not just 100%, and the wall came in far better the next day, so I'm going to go with the tactics I use for that wall on this ceiling. As I said, it's plasterboard, so it's not going to be a heavy coat on it, and I have another wee quick unboxing here before we get going as well, so hopefully a ceiling comes in very handy for me. So we unboxing to do here. Something I got sent a while ago, and I actually lost them. Didn't even get a chance to use them. Funny enough, just did a video on them recently. Yeah, guys, definitely do subscribe, as 91%, 95% watch all the videos, don't subscribe. So there's plenty of people learning stuff, they're just not subscribing, or maybe they're not enjoying the videos, I don't know. But if you are enjoying them, hit the subscribe button, help the channel out a wee bit. So here's the unboxings. Got a few packs of these. I know this wee company sent me out these before, and when I needed them, I couldn't find them. Some instructions and stuff on the back. But yeah, so they're plaster indicators, so if you need the screw holes, I did a video just about the very thing, or use the magnet. These might be a bit handier. Very good for spotlights and stuff as well, so you're not working around big holes, you can drill them out after, which all plasters I know prefer that. So I'm gonna head to the job here now and get cracking. It's a wee bit late in the morning, I've had a sleep in. I might also use some of this gear here in the mix to slow it down a bit. But then the thing is with the Makegood is it has a good pot life, 40 minutes or so. So I've got plenty of time to get it on. It's just when it starts setting is the key part for me to get my timings right. So I'll see you there.
What's the crack, guys? So here we are, big massive ceiling and good few boards to get slabbed up. Some 8x4 sheets, nice and heavy. Anybody does plasterboarding above their head knows the crack. So, but yeah, plasterboarders, guys, do this day in day out would smash this out quick, no problem. Although this ceiling has its awkward parts. That's why I started on this wall to get over that garage door there. Bit awkward, still a bit of a gap in behind it, but not too big. As you can see, there's just a wee gap here at the brick wall, this block wall even, that comes up. But I think there's going to be lights fitted into there, some LEDs or something, so it'll look pretty good when it's all done. And let's see, we have a light hanging down the middle here, and I'll have to drop it through the plasterboard. There's one there, and the two big fluorescent lights also took off and taped up. So this is us now, guys, almost done. Glad to see the back of this. Just the last wee bit in the corner here to be getting on. I really do enjoy the fact of getting that last bit done. And I'm also going to be doing a big plaster ceiling rose around this wire here, and it's just the other wire popped out. So that should be hopefully an enjoyable video for you. Some more plaster moulding getting done in situ. But yeah, the last bit of board to go in, and we're happy to go with the multi-skim. So I'll let you know how many bags this takes after it's all laid on. You can see a big massive bucket here. I think it's a 50 litre refiner bucket. Setting up my Marshalltown stilts here. and the way I always do that is just measure it above my head, and you can see having to put them up a wee bit here as well, so it will, you know, I think the higher up you go, just the bit more you seem to stretch and the bit harder you seem to work, but yeah, it's nothing too bad. Get your scrims up, guys, as well. Get your stilt set up, your board set up, your water set up, your bags set up, your scrim tapes on, all ready to go before you start mixing, as you don't know how much pressure you're going to be under when you're coating. So always important to get everything set up first. With this hatch, I'll possibly do a wee mould around it too. And here we are, as promised, the plaster indicators. These should shine through the plaster, indicating where your screw hole is, or your spotlights need to be drilled out. And in my case, I'm trying to keep the joists here. I put some joists in to, this is going to be a pull light, and it's to basically keep these joists marked, because once you plaster it, you'll have no idea where they are anymore. And obviously I had it marked previous, I'm not just guessing where I'm sticking them. I did have it marked, I knew exactly where the joists were. So simple as that, guys, just self-adhesive, stick them on and go. Here we go, get the mix going, and the Refiner Mega Mixer out for this big tub. I think I pushed the Cola Mix a wee bit hard. I had, we're only supposed to be mixing up a bag with them things, and I'd been mixing these big tubs up with a 50 litre of plaster, so a bit too hard on it. So the Refiner Mega Mixer hooked up, not as easy with all them wires hanging about, but sure. Here we are, guys. I'm gonna probably speed this section up a wee bit, but just treating it as I would normal multi-skim or Carlite Ultra Finish or Carlite Red bags, board finish. Coating all my scrim tapes first, and that'll make sure that they're all well hidden, well stuck up. They're not going to drop down or anything. And can't even remember if these boards were the dry line type or just square edge. Pretty sure they're the square edge, but same rules apply. Getting a wee coat over every single scrim just to fill them out, make sure if there's any wee bubbling or anything's going to happen, it's going to happen now, as I don't want it shining through my finish product. So here we are at double speed, guys. I really wish I could motor on as quick as this, but unfortunately not. But yeah, double speed, get us through here and hopefully make it a bit more enjoyable to watch. And me personally, with this plaster, I have found it very, very nice to work off the Hawk and Trowel, to apply, to spread. It's also, that bucket was 50 litres of plaster, which actually did this whole ceiling, both coats. I'm not joking, there were still probably 2 hawkfuls, 3 hawkfuls left, which is absolutely surprising. So it shows you it has really amazing coverage. My only issues with this has been working it in on the stage between when it's wet and it's setting. That's my only parts where I've really struggled with it, but everything else I've really got on well with it. It spreads nice, it covers well, pretty much just like normal plaster that way, only it does just seem to cover that bit more. Like I say, that's 50 litres. What was that, about probably 2 bags on this whole ceiling? It's probably not even. So it does spread really, really far. I know this gear has got bad sort of feedback by a lot of people, and I've seen some people doing some tremendous work with it. I found out that, the more I use it, the better I'm getting. But definitely there seems to be a wee stage at when it starts to set that you really need to get going and get stuck into it, get it finished. But yeah, sure, I'll just let this keep watching here anyway. And the plaster indicators are on here as well, so I think when you have them on, just when you're going to coat over them, to be very careful you don't rip them off or make them move. Now, they have stuck very, very well to the plasterboard. I must admit, they stuck really, really well to it. Better than Scrim, so obviously a wee bit stickier than Scrim. And This is me about to cover them now. So that's one covered, but I am really just being careful not to press too hard on them, as just in case. Same as Scrim, you know, you want to just apply the plaster, don't want to be scraping at it with a trowel too much. But yeah, I think the white plaster itself does look good as well. And just doing this big ceiling, so this ceiling's probably only about 2-3 mil thick, and reminds me of a wee story of a guy. I'll not mention any names, as the guy he's a good plasterer, to be honest, a very, very good tidy plasterer, and can do big bulk and stuff as well. You know, probably almost as good as me when I'm sleeping. But yeah, so anyway, all jokes aside, guys, we're on the job before, and the big lad was putting on a ceiling, and you know, a couple of people watching this might know this story, but I don't know. So we're whacking on a big ceiling. Mate, I'm not joking, a bucket probably about 40 litres of gear, 35 litres of plaster, which is like a bag and a half, and the ceiling was only like 3 boards. And from what I could see of it, what happened, it looked like he tried to apply the whole thing onto the ceiling, and there was guys working below us, and I was actually stripping a ceiling in a room or two up, and this was just a bathroom. So gear was mixed, he chucked it all on, and so there's guys were actually, when I say they were working below, they were hitting a steel beam or something below with a sledgehammer to knock it into place. So a little story short here, the vibrations were going from the steel beam up through the floor, up the wall, and onto his ceiling. And all I could hear from the room, I was pulling the ceiling down, so you could hear, obviously when I'm pulling down the ceiling, it was plaster lath, so the lath's hitting the ground going tappy tappy tappy, and I had stopped, and all I heard was dum 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 dum. I was like, what the hell's going on in here? I thought they started, for some reason they're pulling the ceiling down next to me. So I runs in, and I'm not joking, the ceiling was raining plaster. Literally, the plaster was coming down, dropping big lumps of it just flying everywhere. And the guy playing it somehow, I think he kept himself clean, so he must have seen it happening. And the guy who was attending to him got plaster everywhere, down the back of the neck, down around the head, the ears, the whole lot. He got absolutely covered in plaster. I had never ever in my life seen it happen before. It's funny thinking about it now, but it was like, what is going on here? So at the time, but it's funny to think back at it. But yeah, so vibration in plaster doesn't go well when the plaster's wet or when the plaster's hard, guys. So just bear that in mind on jobs as well. But back to the ceiling, this is the second coat getting smashed on here now. And what do you think? I think it's coming in lovely so far. Obviously, still quite a lot to do after you get your first coat done. Wish it was as quick as me speeding up this footage here as it was actually putting it on. I think when you speed things up, it makes things look a bit easier than what they are. But hopefully, you know, if anybody's wanting any parts of this broke up and slowed down again, that for sure can be done. So quite a big area done, and no sign of the plaster spots. Oh, hang on, just a slight shine of them there already, if you notice. Zoom in for you a bit, a couple of lines for me to get worked out as well. But yeah, there's the plaster spots. This stuff's only on, so they're already shining through. And I have used it on car light and stuff, and it didn't shine through just as quickly. But maybe because this stuff's white, I don't know. Maybe it's coming through this better. Maybe if you do have one wall to do and there's like TV brackets up or radiator brackets, Makegood Plaster might be a better alternative, so you can put them plaster spots on and find all them holes and fixings quickly. So just using a spatula here to flatten it in, and this is a superproof spatula. Sold by Rambo Tools, and it's not the first time I've used it, but it's pretty good. There's a video coming up about me unboxing this bad boy and talking more about this daddy of all spatulas, of course. And you can notice I don't gotta be up on the stilts. There's a clip on that thing. It can be clipped onto the pole, and I could have got myself a wee rest off the stilts, but just sort of wanted to get up close and personal and check them angles. If my angles weren't straight, it's better to be up on the stilts so I could fill it in quickly. But it's still leaving the odd wee line. Obviously this thing's practically brand new. Maybe used it 4 times up until this job, so it's probably the 5th time in use. So it's coming in well. Happy enough, and it's straightening out the ceiling and filling some voids in as it goes as well. But I do tend to coat the ceilings very neat as is, as you all sort of know. I'm always cracking on about getting your first coat tidy, your second coat tidy. It's all about just in case, guys. Everything's all about just in case with plastering. Just in case stuff starts setting quicker, you're better off being ahead of it. You certainly don't want to be behind plaster, guys. That's when you get a sore back. So, talking about sore backs, I was screeding the floor, as you know, with the voting we did there. As I did a vote for this video, for screed, and for a patch video. And I'm not joking, I think the screed put my back out. I had screeded the floor on Friday and Monday when I was just lighting a fire. My pack went. The simplest of things, just sitting, putting the sticks on the fire and turned round, and the pain was pretty good, to say the least. So not good, but getting there. Slowly but surely I'll mend the back. Put a bit of scrim on it. But yeah, this spatula has, to me, it's performed every bit as good as the Speed Skim again. And I think they're a fraction of the price, similar to the Tyzac, fraction of the price of the Speed Skim, and you're getting a great job with it. This one has a bit of a benefit over the Tyzac, the fact that it's got a bowl attachment, something I think the Tyzac, if it could just sort of take that step out, get the pole attachment, it would really, really help them stand out from the crowd as well. And again, this is a metal blade, it's not plastic, and not sure I have any footage of it later on, but I actually give the ceiling a bit of a polish with this as well, just a wee bit of a hard trowel, just to cut it, and then I give it all a trowel again. So just sort of shows you probably could plaster a wall with this, no problem. I've been threatening. One time I will do that. I'll plaster a whole wall with a spatula. I'll obviously hawk and trowel it on, and then I'll trowel it all in with the spatula from the first flattening to the last final hard trowel, and let us all see, can it be done? Can we do it? Can us plasters do it? I know a lot of Europeans just constantly use spatulas and their work is fantastic, so I'm sure it's just all about technique, guys, the same as this plaster. I'm sure it's all just about you know getting the right angles and the right timings again, and I'm sure we'll be brilliant with it too. So this is one of the later on trowels, guys. As you can see, I'm flicking water on and using my Refina Superflex 3, which has pretty stiff blade, but takes that wee bit of burn out of the arms, that wee bit of pressure out of the arms. And the ceiling's still, you can see a wee bit soft along the joint there where I've almost triple coated. But this is the point to me where you gotta actually choose, to me, one or two things. You gotta fly around it quickly and then come back again and touch up and fill everything in, or you gotta just bite the bullet and stick with it and get it all more or less finished at this point. Now this is what is this, maybe the third trowel or so it does, to me, start picking up. This is the part where I find it the most difficult, when it just starts picking up, and it's kinda, I think this plaster's harder than gypsum, the gypsum we're used to. I think it's harder and it seems to set from the surface, but when I say that now, it seems to set very quickly when it starts to go, and it's just me getting better timing. Obviously I have the door open, and I didn't do this, I did this all in one mix, guys. I didn't bother mixing up enough the first coat and then enough the second coat. As it is, it's for family, this job, and it is a garage. The family member's not too annoyed if, heck, he said you can stipple it if you want. And that's another thing, this stuff would be amazing for stipple, I'm not joking. I think it would be very good for swirls, but we're getting there. Alright guys, so seeing all more or less done here. Still a couple of bits here and there to touch up. Maybe not too much, but there is a wee blemish just there. Zoom in a bit maybe. But basically what it did was I just one big bucket did it. 9 litres are them tubs. Just tear this now. 50 litres. So 50 litres of plaster. Did this massive sealing. I didn't do it in two mixes. I just one coated it and then straight on. Give it a wee quick flatten, and then the next one just another wee skim on. Not the best sealing I've ever done. Has went just sort of similar to the other sealings, just sort of just goes on me a wee bit. But another wee pass here and I'll have it in happy enough. The sealing here, rose, there's going to be a sealing rose on this right the way around. And them 2 plaster spots that you see there, that one and that one, you just watch me put on. They're in line with that. I think that's the centre, and then that's the centre where the sealing rose is going to pull around from, and that's a joist, and that's a joist, so they can catch the pool table lights. But another wee quick pass here, just to make it all 100%, and a bit better than last season's, but it's still pretty hard to work with. Still finding my way with that stuff. And hopefully they can give it another tweak, improve it a wee bit more, maybe just slow down so you can get a trowel in between it, just going like that would be the best. Another wee blemish there, hard to make it out because it does looks well, the way the light comes on. I haven't shined it yet, but kind of does look nice being all white as well. Up close and personal here now guys, and you can see quite a nice wee shine off it. Wasn't trying to over polish it, just wanted to fill in any wee blemishes and take out any wee marks that I had left. But yeah, I think just one more tweak and this stuff will be right up there with the best of plasters, and I'm impressed with these plaster indicators also.